the way that they were arguing over each other's golf game. Wow. Man, I was like, it was like, you're lucky if I'll show you on a golf course. I'd be like, yes, you will. But I'm the greatest. I'm going to do it better, so much better at golfing than you are. You know what? Trump looked healthier. Of course, Biden looked like he was like 2 stages off of the Crypt Keeper. The one thing that we can definitely take a seat back from is Trump is firm on immigration. Yes, and Biden speaks absolute fluent gibberish. All right, welcome all and everyone to this week's Be About It podcast. I got a few things to talk about. Well, one thing and a couple little things, but mainly who saw the debate this week. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I usually watch about 10 minutes of the debate and then I'm turned off because I'm bored. But I decided, okay, I'm going to adult this thing this week. And I watched the whole thing all the way through. I was so proud of myself, actually. I mean, I was, pretty impressed. I made it through the whole thing. And I even laughed a few times. I said a few choice words. I disagreed with a few of the things, because let's face it, if you watch the debate, you know both sides were completely screwed. Whatever side you fall on, it is your choice, it's your right, it's your whatever you like to do, but both of them were telling lies. Both of them were, one of them couldn't, I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised. Trump did not look near as orange as he did last week or previous debates and stuff. I mean, he looked somewhat normal and healthy. So I was like, all right, cool. But Biden, on the other hand, looked kind of sickly and old. I mean, granted, 81 years old. Who can say anything about that? He is an elder man. But, come on. I'm like, now, the age on these, which you got Trump, who's 78. You got Biden, who is 81. Who do we have? I mean, these two are at the end of their life, and they're fighting over a presidency that's going to put stress and put them in the grave a little bit quicker. So, but the debate was actually pretty informative on exactly nothing at all. There was very few questions answered. There was only a couple topics that they both hit on. So, let me go through what I think my favorite parts of the debate were. One, the golf argument. That was my favorite part. If you were watching this debate, or I'm sure you've seen this was the best part of the debate, is where you had like two guys and you swear for a minute they felt like they were in their 20s again. The way that they were arguing over each other's golf game. Wow. Man, I was like, it was like, you're lucky if I'll show you on a golf course. I'd be like, yes, you will. But I'm the greatest. I'm going to do it better, so much better at golfing than you are. I mean, it was two guys, they were complaining, they were talking trash about each other's handicap. It was like, here's a debate happening over who's going to run this country. But then let's go back a minute and talk about who can outplay who on the golf course. Because that was the topic that America needs to know in order to run this country. Man, this was so funny, and I knew it would be. And, there was a few things that, it seemed like every time it was going to go one direction, and everybody was like, okay, are they going to answer a question? Like the question that both candidates completely ignored. That was the one where it was, how are you going to help the cost of childcare? Being a parent, that's actually a question I would love for people to answer and know what they're going to do, because I've paid that childcare and it is expensive. A single child could cost about 1/4 of your rent. 2 children, half of your rent. It's a problem especially for a single parent, single mother, single father, so forth. It's trouble. So that was a good question, and neither one of them wanted to answer. It all went back to, the problem is immigration and hunters, problem with drugs. Don't you talk about my son. Don't talk about my son. That it was just basically that was it. I mean, they were just arguing back and forth. It was two old men. It was literally grumpier old men in politics. That was what it was. Because I saw no real, I was like, dialogue as far as how they're going to protect it. It's what have I done? What am I going to do? Nothing. Nothing about what you're going to do to help this country. This debate was in my question, or my opinion, it was kind of like a who looks healthier. And in that aspect, a lot of people have said, I was like, you know what? Trump looked healthier. Of course, Biden looked like he was like 2 stages off of the Crypt Keeper. Let's face it, it is what it is. He's 81 years old. At 81 years old, I'm hoping I could stand up for that long. I mean, to be honest. I mean, so the fact that he was up there and standing for that period, he was good. And you got Trump, usually looks like an Oompa Loompa. I mean, he does. He is like, he's like Orange Julius up there. And then he's got like the little white around his eyes, like that tan spray on tan was normal. Now, but Trump looked relatively normal, or either the lighting helped, or he got a new makeup artist. So one of the two. But he looks somewhat normal. Can't complain about that. So you got that, and it was basically a back and forth argument over immigration, Roe versus Wade, what he did, the national debt, this was lower than his. It was all bull. It was complete bull crap. There was no like, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want to do. Here's how we're going to move forward in this country. Here's how I'm going to lower the debt. Here's how I'm going to cut taxes. No, they said they're going to cut taxes. But has there been a president? Think about this, honestly. Has there been a president in the last 50 years that has not made that promise? That's a hard question right there, but think about it. Has there been a president that has not said they are going to cut taxes? These two just literally did the same thing. They just promised they're going to cut taxes, which to Joe the plumber and Bob the electrician, you know what? That sounds wonderful for that little bit of money that we'll get one time a year. Whew, so many chills, so much fun. But, the one thing that we can definitely take a seat back from it is Trump is firm on immigration. Yes, and Biden speaks absolute fluent gibberish. We know that for sure. And the dead looks he was given, let me see if I can do this. Well, we're gonna. I mean, he gave it like a dead stare, and occasionally throw in a smile just so everybody knew he was still alive, or maybe that was a smile that letting them know, okay, my heart hadn't stopped yet in the back. Don't call anybody. But no, it was literally that. And like I said, Trump 78, Biden 81. We aren't voting for young men or women. We're voting for the elderly that have been around since. Oh God, man, 78 years ago. You take that back, man. We're talking 50s. 40s, man, long time ago. A lot has changed since that time, so we need to kind of look forward on that one. But in my opinion, Biden lost the debate, not on merit, just on how he looked. And a lot of people disagreed. I've talked to a couple people this week about this, and nothing to do with the election. And they are both full of shit, because here's the simple truth. You look at back when Kennedy, JFK himself, was debating a more time in the office Nixon. Nixon had a cold. Nixon was under the weather. But because of how he looked, it swayed the public towards Kennedy. That's just the simple truth. It happened. And it will still today influence people. Immediately after the debate, Trump's people out there were spreading, hey, this is what it is, this is what it is. Biden's people are all in the back like, how can we recover? This was a train wreck. And it was exactly that. It was a train wreck. I hate to say it, but it was. And I will give full credit to the debaters. Those two asking questions were completely professional. None of the questions that they asked were swinging to one side, and I love the fact that they had their finger on the mute button. Because, come on, that just made it that much more interesting. But it really was. The train wreck that it was neither one of them could focus on issues. They were just arguing. It was like, who is more wrong? I mean, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This isn't a vote that is likely, but everybody is swinging towards Trump because he seems and looks healthier. Well, there's a lot of athletes out there that have heart attacks right in the prime of their life. It comes out of nowhere. Now, granted, I'm sure presidents have better doctors than, just regular old Joe Blows like myself. But Trump won. Biden looked like a fool. And if we were all voting tomorrow, we would all be voting Trump. Now, there's already talks about should they get Uncle Joe out of that office, or should they say him not to run again? And it very well could end that way. It very well could. And if the Democrats are going to win, that is their only hope. There's no option to go to march Joe on that ballot. People will see him, and then your diehard Democrats will still vote for him. But everybody else in this country will go the opposite direction. They will go Trump, independent, whatever, write your own name in. Jack in the Box might get entered in several times. If you want to be technical, I meet the qualifications for president. You can write my name in. Feel free. If I win, oh God help this place. I might actually do some good. Thank you. But as far as the debate went, this is the first one. Now, I think the way they're going to give Biden a second chance. And if he does not show some little, at least progress where he's going to do something, then nobody is going to let him run. They are going to pull him from this. From what I understand, Obama and others are already getting involved to find out what they could do to help out the situation even better. So we'll see how that's going to end. But I have a feeling if he comes out and they inject him with some steroids that'll give him that energy boost and get him through a debate where his brain is firing on all cylinders, you know what? He might actually pull it. But I highly, highly doubt it. I think this is Trump's victory all day. Now, let's see here. I did mention the requirements for presidency. Now, this is why a lot of people saying a convict cannot run. It is not a requirement. The requirements, according to government.gov, you have to be a natural-born citizen of the United States, a resident for 14 years. That means you must live here for 14 years, and a minimum age of 35. That is your minimum requirements to run for president. Now, they also would like to have some love in there, so with some politicking where you have some will, knowledge, and how to run this country, but it's not a requirement. Trump is an exact reason why you can see the minimum were met. Natural born, lived in for 14 years, and is a minimum age of 35. Trump was not a politician before this began. And the reason I brought this up is because everybody's been saying he's got the convictions, he can't run, things like that. No, that is nothing against. It is frowned upon. And politics will throw it in your face, but they cannot stop you from running from that. Part of the judicial system around to make your life better. Why, if you have made your life better, would someone stop you from running from office? You might be able to do better than the people that are in there right now. So, but all that, now, I'm going to end my little debate discussion on several lies were told on both sides. You go to factcheck.com. I didn't get a chance to go through all the fact checkers because there were so many of them blasting all over the place. They were on this like white on rice, and there was a lot of lies. I was like Roe versus Wade, saying that that's something that the states wanted. No. States have not wanted that all that time. And lawmakers have even said that is they did not like that, but it needed to be readjusted. But they said it was a good thing. Now, as far as Trump cutting Social Security, never been anything physical to say that. It was kind of a thrown out there. The billionaires paying less than they do. Biden saying that it's like an 8.2% that Trump's making others richer. Well, with payroll tax and everything, billionaires end up paying around 25% taxes on average. Numbers. The numbers that you get at that 8.2% is based on shares. Because if you tally in what they have, not what they make, that kind of evens out the numbers on it. So, and both were wrong about the national debt. Amazing how that files. They both want to say the debt was never higher. The debt was never higher. True on both accounts. Trump was never higher because we were battling COVID, the epidemic, things shutting down, people needing food, gas, money, everything just staying at home, craziness happening. People scared to go out and have human contact. So what did we do? Let's give everybody some money. Let's give some money. Let's give them some money for food. This person can't work. I can attest. I was one of the essentials at my job at the time. So guess what? Yes, essentials. That means I was necessary. Could not stop me. So I went to work every day, except for 3. We got shut down for 3 days. Peaceful days. It was a calm before the storm. It happened. But you think of all that money that went into COVID, fighting COVID, setting up this medical research, all that stuff. That is why the debt was so high under the last few months of Trump. Then Biden comes in and has still jumped it up there. Cut off the oil tank, which cost a lot of jobs. Now he's saying he's added more jobs. But yes, he's replacing the ones that he cut at the very beginning. It is a negative on both sides. They can point the finger. They can be the Spider-Man meme. That's it. But it's a simple truth is both of them have raised the debt. And neither one of them have any clear answers on how they're going to lower it. That is what I took away the most from the debate. No clear answers. It was just arguing. Now, I'm hoping the second debate is better. I'm actually going to watch it because I felt, I'm at the age where I'm supposed to do adult stuff, like watch debates and stuff. Now, my favorite debate is still whenever Trump went straight on with Hillary because you knew there was going to be back and forth. And they did not have the mute button at that time, so it was straight on. And I wasn't disappointed at all. So you got all this stuff coming up with the debates. Now we're gonna see if Biden can bounce back. But the round 1 goes to Big Daddy Trump. We're gonna see if Uncle Joe can fight back in round 2. Don't know if he can. Don't know if he will. But we're gonna wish the best for him. Because let's face it, if nothing else, it was entertaining. But I really would like to see. I was looking at clips from old debates back whenever Mitt Romney and Obama did a little debate on theirs. Man, that was the most professional debate ever, the most genuine, come out, shake each other's hands, didn't have to keep them a mile apart because there wasn't no animosity or anger. It was just straight, hey, I'm going to talk about the issues. And I think that's where I want to see it get back to. Let's get back to the issues. Talk about how you're going to make this country, not talk about how the other person didn't. Because that's where America needs to get to. And as American citizens, I think we need to expect that of our presidential candidates because we are living in this country. And if they are going to make promises, we need to hold them accountable. I don't want to see people pointing fingers. I want to see, like, pointing fingers at yourself. What are you going to do? I don't need to know what he did. I've lived through that. We know what he did. What are you going to do to make this country better? Or in one aspect, make this country great again. So hold on one second. Going to take a quick moment, fresh, rehydrate, and then I'm going to wrap up. We got a holiday coming, and I'm going to share my personal fun to it. Hold on one second for me. And we are back. I hope y'all enjoyed that little break, that little 15-second to you. But I took some time out and I talked to the people on TikTok because I think that happy enough to follow me and watch each individual show, which I go live every Sunday. So if you're not there, then you're missing out on the live. Y'all, everybody listening on the podcast and watching it on YouTube, y'all are getting it on Tuesday, but the TikTok live are getting it on Sunday live and in charge. Now, on that note as well, follow me on you can actually go several ways to follow me. I have TikTok, Twitter, all these things, and you can get them all right on www.beaboutitpodcast.com. Again, that's www.beaboutitpodcast.com. Go to the website. You got videos, things that I'm liking. Now, bear with me. I'm no web specialist. I'm learning as I go, but I do like to make things happen on there, change some things. There's some little button at the bottom where you could subscribe, where eventually we'll get big enough, do some contest, have some fun with it. But right now, we're just getting started on it. And I'm learning more and more each week on what to do. So on that note, but please go check it out. Follow me on all my socials. We're going to get some things going. But on that note, let's talk about our Independence Day. Yes, it is the 4th of July coming this week. 4th of July, where in America it is a day we celebrate our independence. The rest of the world, just another day. But to Americans, this is our day where we said y'all can kiss our ass. And if you want this land, come and take it. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate the luck on that. But Independence Day fun, it's a fun holiday. But it's a holiday that we forget the true meaning. Yes, my big thing on this. I love spending it grilling. Let's fire up the grill. Let's do some fun stuff outside all day. Let's go swimming. Everything. Yes, get together. Celebrate that happiness that it comes from all holidays. But let's take a step back. Remember the individuals and the reason why we get to celebrate this holiday. I got to give it up to our military. Past, present, future, all of our military are the reason why we have this holiday. If we were invaded, taken control, or lost any war since 1776, we would not be celebrating this holiday. This was a traitorous event that happened in 1776. When those men signed that, they were guaranteeing victory or death. Now, in Texas, we know a little bit about victory or death. The men at the Alamo, literally, Colonel Travis, victory or death. And that's exactly what they did whenever they signed on those dotted lines. Big old John Hancock right there on the top, letting everybody know. So let me take a minute to remind you of that. While, yes, we love to have fun on it, we love to enjoy everything that goes around with it. Always give thanks to the soldiers that allow us to celebrate this holiday. Past, present, and of course, future. So you got mine. Now, what I will be doing. Now, last year sucked. I ain't going to lie. I did not do hardly anything. I think I fired up the grill. We sat around a little bit. We did some of those little popper things, and that was it. It was kind of boring. I ain't going to lie. This year, I'm going to be doing some stuff, though. I looked it up. I found a spot over in the great area of Fort Worth. Hell's Half Acre. Yes, there is some fireworks show there at the Panther Island Pavilion. If you were listening to this, and I was doing the research on this, it looks like a blast. Right there on the water, so maybe a little coolness, a little breeze coming through. But there's going to be a couple live shows happening. Now, no, I am not a sponsor. No, they did not pay me for this. I do not accept, as like that they, I'm getting no gratuitous. I'm just telling you, if you are looking for something and you have not checked it out, this is what, check out this. So there's going to be a couple live on the waterfront. Fireworks are going to start around 9:30. This is free to get in. Free to get in. Free to have some fun. And then you're going to have some carny food over there, some hot dogs, some hamburgers, some funnel cakes, some snow cones, all the goodies. So it's just a fun family event. I was like, opens up at 5. You got 4.5 hours plus the fireworks show to have a little fun, get outside, try not to melt or die from heat, because this is Texas. Let's face it, Hell's Half Acre is an understatement on how hot it is here. So, but yeah, whatever you're doing, though, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be having some fun out there. If you're following on Instagram, I'll be posting the whole time through there. And yes, it's CJ Juan, Be About It Podcast. Follow me on Instagram. Again, go to the website. You can follow all my avenues on that. But whatever you're doing, if you're going to have some fireworks, keep in mind your surroundings. Do not shoot. Yes, America. But keep in mind all your surroundings. If it has been a dry area, if it's been a little hot, keep in mind we have not had rain over in this area for a few weeks. So it's going to be a little dry. Be safe. Have fun. Whatever you're going to be doing. If you're going to be grilling, fire it up. Have some fun with that. But also, take the time and just lean back and maybe share why we do this to the kids. I want my child to know why we celebrate this holiday. I will always speak of it. So there's going to be some fun happening all around the Metroplex, all around the country that day. We know this. Now, if you are lucky enough to go to the Ranger game, the Ranger always does it big. I mean, they've been on a little bit of a losing streak, so you might be able to get some of the tickets still. But I want to wish everybody a happy Independence Day. Our forefathers gave their lives, fought for this country, and let us pay their respect by blowing a piece of it up with some fireworks and have some fun. So on that note, I'm going to end it. I've had a good time talking to everybody today about the holiday, about the debate, which I'm sure I'll again. And if you, like I was telling everybody, if you have not followed me on TikTok and aren't watching, you're missing some live shows. You're missing some interaction. Because in between takes on this, I do things on TikTok. Happy Independence Day to you as well. So, have some fun this holiday. Enjoy yourself. Blow a piece of it up with some monster fireworks. Have a few drinks. Enjoy that time. Adult beverages, of course, are encouraged, but not needed to have fun. Of course, you don't need shoes to go running, but it always helps. So have a great Independence Day. Have a great week. Thank you very much for tuning in, and always give me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Cost you nothing, but it means the world to me. You're coming from me. On that note, don't talk about it, be about it, and have a great one.